to my channel, or welcome if you're new, and welcome to my new space. It is a work in progress. My books still have not been sorted. I have just put them on the shelves, but they're not really sorted in any way. So there's unread, with read, with my boyfriend's books, with my books, and I'm not really sure when I'm gonna do these. There's other things that I still need to unpack, and my priority has not been to unpack my book. Sort my books out at least, and organize them. But that will be a future video. As you could tell, last week I did not do it. And even though I've still continued to add more books to the shelf from the boxes, I still haven't sorted. So that's what it is. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name's Melina, and today we're gonna do a March wrap up. So I did have a long list of books, as always, that I wanted to get to, and I didn't really get to most of them. As most of you know by now, or have watched any of my last recent videos, I moved like 2 weeks ago. And so the packing and unpacking process of it all has taken me a lot longer, and it's been a lot more time consuming than I expected it to be. So I have gotten more reading done than I expected when I really think about the fact that I moved and have been unpacking and busy doing other things, but I also read a lot less than I thought I was going to. I don't think I just planned accordingly when I did create my March TBR, but I did get to some good ones. So let's start off the month. I started with The Crash by Frieda McFadden. It was February's release, and it was also my book club book for the month of like February to March. Like my meeting was in the beginning of March, and of course I finished it last minute as always, and I honestly kind of hated it. I have read quite a few Frieda McFadden books in my book club. I think we read The Boyfriend together, and actually, this is the third one. We read Ward D. Yes, it was Ward D, and then this is our third one, The Crash. Prior to that, I did read The Housemaid, which I really enjoyed. So I kind of feel like Frieda is the Colleen Hoover of thrillers. For those of you who don't know that, she's just very easy and accessible. And for people who don't read a lot of thrillers, it's easy to get hooked on them. The chapters are short, usually end on cliffhangers. It's very easy to read. They're not very complicated. And while sometimes it comes out, or sometimes it ends up being a great story, there's other times like this one where it's just a constant chaotic mess. It's slow paced but fast paced at the same time because the chapters are short. You don't really care about the female character. She's kind of like unbearable. The only word I need to use if you've read this book is little tuna. Enough said. The story follows a girl who gets caught in a blizzard and gets in a car crash, and because of that she gets rescued by this man, and basically she gets taken hostage. I don't want to give any more away, but basically, you get the perspective of the husband, the wife, the main character, the female who gets kidnapped, and it's okay. I feel like I'm not really rooting for anyone. I didn't really care for where the story went. The ending was fine. It just wasn't strong. I kind of couldn't wait to finish it, and in the end I ended up rating it at 2.25 stars. I think it's my lowest rating of 2025 so far. After reading The Crash, we followed up with an ARC I received, which was The Perfect Rom-Com by Melissa Ferguson. It was a really cute rom-com. I love books that have to do with writers, and this one followed a main character who was an aspiring author. After going to a convention where she can get picked up by potential agents, she ends up faking her way into basically getting signed on by one of the best agents in the industry, and then she kind of compromises by saying, hey, I will ghostwrite some of your books if you just take a look at my manuscript and really try to get it out there. And so years pass, and she is a huge hit. She becomes, she's a ghostwriter, so no one knows who she is, but her stories end up becoming huge hits under someone else's name. And of course, along the way, she gets frustrated because her book under her name doesn't go anywhere. And so it's this huge thing, but it's also a romance on the side because she gets close to this agent over the years. So we kind of do a little flash forward, and so they're kind of already friends, but you could tell already that he has fallen so hard for her. He is down so bad, and it's so cute. I really enjoy, again, books about books and reading about their thoughts on words and creating this story to sell to other people. And so it's cute, it's fun. I like the characters. I ended up rating it a 3.5 stars. Again, I'm using my remarkable for people who don't know. So if I look down at any point, that's what's going on. After The Perfect Rom-Com, I was trying to get through my physical TBR as always, and I finally touched To Hate Adam Connor by Ella Maise. So these are the updated covers. If you look it up on Goodreads, you get very different covers with like shirtless men on the cover. Honestly, if I saw those, I wouldn't have purchased these. But there was, I think I told you this story before, but about a year ago, almost 2 years ago now for my birthday, this influencer on Bookstagram highly raved about her books. And so for my birthday I splurged, and I don't know why I did this, but I ended up buying like the whole collection of her books with the new covers. And I think a few months after I bought them, I read To Hate Jason Thorne, and I hated it. I mean, okay, I didn't hate it. It was just, I disliked it at least. And I guess because there was this one questionable scene and it just gave me the ick. So it took me a long time to pick this one up because I was just like, I'm not gonna like it either. The writing's just very okay. Well, I finally read it and I have thoughts. Firstly, I feel like this book gives me Wattpad in like 2014 vibes. Like if you know, you know. Like the way that the characters speak, the way that they're kind of like not like other girls, like quirky, but like in a specific way. That's this. It took me a long time to get into it. I think I read the first 50, 60 or 70 pages and I was like, I'm gonna DNF this. Like I don't like it. Once I got over that intro hurdle, it was okay. I enjoyed it enough at least to get through it. I still gonna go through these because I bought them and I feel like it's just a lesson I should teach myself. Like I shouldn't buy a full series without knowing that I'm gonna love it. And so the story was fine. It's a single parent nanny kind of esque trope. If you liked to love Jason Thorne, you get the characters from that story as well. It's Olive and Jason. And so, I don't know. This was just fine. I will continue the series. I think it was better than To Hate Jason Thorne, but the writing is still just not it for me personally. I ended up rating it a 3.25 stars. I don't even know where to put this where you can see. Maybe I'll put it here. That's pretty good. Okay, you see it here. So then after that, I got a very exciting delivery and I got First Time Caller and I moved it up to the top of my list. I don't even know if I shared this with you because I think I told you that I pre-ordered it and I didn't receive it yet. But it came in the mail before I moved and I got the Walmart edition, which was like this beautiful purple with the shimmery, what are they called? Holographic letters. So I think this cover is beautiful. And so I know either people loved or hated this, but I really enjoyed it. I ate it up. It is one of the perfect rom-coms. We've had a lot of really good ones this year because I really liked Beg, Borrow, or Steal, and this was another one that I just enjoyed a lot. I felt like, what more could you ask for, you know? This followed Lucy and Aiden. Aiden is a radio talk show host, and his segment was supposed to be about love, but he didn't believe in love anymore and he was becoming this grouch. All of a sudden he gets a call late at night from this young girl asking for his advice to help her mom. And so this gets national attention, or at least citywide attention. And so they end up bringing Lucy on to basically be a co-host temporarily and help her find love. And so it's so fun. Like I feel like you could tell immediately there's like an instant connection, but also they grow really naturally. Their scenes are so cute. I really enjoyed learning about why Aiden is the way he is, and I love Lucy's family dynamics, everything. It was just such a beautiful story and I really ate it up. Like I loved it. I thought it was so cutesy. There were so many really cute lines and quotes in the story. I read it so quickly. I think this was my quickest read of the year, of the month. This was definitely the quickest read of the month. I feel like I really struggled with Adam Connor, and I really struggled with, oops, my thing went off. Let's fix this. Okay. I really struggled with To Hate Adam Connor, and I really struggled with another book. Oh, I didn't even finish it yet. I'm reading something else and I'm struggling, and that's what's making my month, I feel like, go so slowly. But this one I loved. If you are looking for a feel-good romance with a little bit of substance but not too much like heaviness in a romance, with really cute scenes between the characters and like instant connection, but like not instant love, it's just like that natural chemistry and the good banter, this is it. I was literally giggling, kicking my feet. Like I love this. This was so fun and I highly recommend this one. Oh my god, why can't I speak today? After First Time Caller, we dove into another arc. It was called The Boyfriend Boycott. It was by Meg Riley. This is a girl who is a travel influencer and a stay-at-home kind of golden retriever with a bad reputation-esque. So this follows Grady and Spencer. Spencer is an influencer and she kind of just travels around all the time but after like a family emergency that happens in the first book in the Internet Connected series, they met and she spent the night at his house, and it was kind of like love at first sight for Grady. But they don't see each other for a while, but she comes over because now the girl, which is her best friend, the girl from the first book, is pregnant and is about to have her baby, so she invites her over so obviously they can spend time together before the baby is due. And from there they kind of re-meet up, and again the connection is instant between both of them. Like over the past year they had thought about each other and they both feel this connection, and so she doesn't really do like real relationships anymore. Something had changed between when they first met and this time around, and so she decides to do like a friends with benefits, and obviously it turns into more. Now this book had a lot of elements that would have made it a really highly rated romance, but there was a few random little things that I did not like. So firstly, I felt like it was silly to be friends with benefits when you could tell from the very beginning that there was more than that. Like there was true caring and like true friendship and true companionship. It wasn't just physical. So like the friends with benefits to me didn't feel overly believable. I also felt like the story was a little too long. And then my final thing that bothered me was I felt like every time they had a conflict, instead of like having a conversation and making their emotional connection feel a little deeper, a lot of the time they kind of just reverted to the physical. So there was a lot of spicy scenes, and I sometimes felt like it didn't really add to the story. It just was there for the sake of being there, which is fine, but like I prefer to have more progression towards their relationship or the plot. Again, I am a slow burn lover, so this, for me, it's not that it burned fast. It took them a long time to actually get into a relationship. I just felt like a little bit of the emotional connection was lacking. And so even though the writing was really good, those few things did definitely make it a little less enjoyable in my eyes. I ended up rating it though at 3.5 stars, which was not bad at all. And I would read more from her in the future for sure. Then after that, this was probably the highlight of the month with First Time Caller. It was Two Twisted Crowns. I finished the Shepherd's King duology, and it was everything I could ever ask for. It was so good. I loved the magic system. I loved all the characters and the side characters. I loved the world itself. The nightmare, so funny. I was giggling, laughing out loud, just finding him hilarious. I was surprised in this one because this is a continuation. I really can't tell you so much what this one's about because the first one ended on a cliffhanger and kind of just dove straight into it and continued the journey exactly how the first one left off. They're very connected. But the one thing I was surprised about in this one was the fact that, so the first book kind of focused on one relationship and built on one relationship romantically, and in this one it connected, like it brought two other people together. And while you feel it was hinted in the first book, I wasn't sure that I was going to root for that couple to actually be together. I was a little hesitant, mainly because of the way that one of the characters was written. I just wasn't sure that I loved them enough for the other character. But actually the way that this wrote them and wrote their love story, and while it was a main plot for the perspective of that one character, like one character, you get multiple POVs in this one compared to the first book, which is written basically almost completely in a single POV. This one is written in multiple perspectives, and in one of the perspectives you get a huge romantic main plot line, and I actually really loved it. I was rooting for these characters so hard, and it actually caught me off guard that I enjoyed it as much as I did. I feel like the story couldn't have ended any better. I was a little sad though to be leaving the world, but it also makes me excited for Rachel Bialik's next release, which comes out in May. If you know, you know. I actually did talk about it a little bit in my vlog last week. And so yeah, I love this. I highly recommend this if you love fantasy, if you like fantasy with a romance subplot, if you like a gothic fantasy, because this definitely has that gothic, dark, the way that it's written is very like, I don't know, it's kind of lyrical, a little whimsical, lots of rhymes and riddles, and you know, it's so good. 5 stars, 100% 5 stars. And then I closed my month out with What Have You Done by Shari Lapena. It was my thriller book for my book club for the month of April, so we are meeting next week. And I did listen to this on audio and I kind of liked it. I feel like Shari Lapena does write really good thrillers. She has the ability to write multiple perspectives where everyone has motive and everyone is suspicious, and I kind of like that. It also makes everyone kind of feel unlikable because they're all technically guilty of something, even if it's not murder necessarily. The voice actor did a really great job, and I highly recommend the audio itself. My big gripe with this one is the fact that they do have a ghost POV, and I don't know, it gave me Lovely Bones kind of. So it follows, so there's certain chapters throughout the book where you get the dead girl's perspective, but she doesn't remember what happened, so she's kind of reacting with us as we're seeing the case unfold from everyone else's perspective. So it was kind of weird. It was a little corny and cringy, and I didn't like that, but I still felt like the writing was good and I still enjoyed it, even if I could predict kind of sort of what was gonna happen. Like, I mean, I think, so we have a Fable like group, and I feel like I did mention at some point being like, oh, I think it's so and so, and so I don't know if that's a good thing that you could guess, because I feel like I'm not very good at guessing in thrillers, but take that as you will. I ended up rating that one a 3.25 stars. So that's the end of my month. I 7 books, 2 thrillers, 1 fantasy, and 3 romances. And then I am currently reading The Elf Witch by Jacqueline Gilmore. Again, I spoke about this on my blog, so I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm about 60% of the way through and I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I think it's supposed to be a duology, but so far I'm enjoying it. It took me a long time to get into it. If you watch the vlog, you know, but I'm pretty proud of the 7 books, and I don't know. I don't think I did that well when I'm comparing it to my TBR, because I feel like I read things that weren't on my TBR, but I also tackled some things, and you know. So I'm gonna put my TBR here. I don't think I passed. I think the only things that were on my TBR was 2 Twisted Crowns, First Time Caller, and To Hate Adam Connor. I think the other books are not on there at all, so probably I put like 8 books on there, so I guess that's an F rating for me. But I did read 3 physical books, and that has been a huge goal of mine. I've been trying to read more than I buy. Maybe I did buy some books this month. I don't even remember. I pre-ordered, but I don't think I bought physical books. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any thoughts, opinions on the books, anything you do want to read, anything you recommend for me to read. Just let me know. I want to chat. I love to chat in the comments. But again, I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.